Hello, Robert.
Tess. Joel. No hard feelings, right?
I didn't think it would make any sense to review this game, considering we reviewed it and all that last year. But Last of Us Remastered, it's out tomorrow, and you guys got to tool around with it a little bit. Just first impressions, Huber. Like, what are you feeling from the remaster? You've pre-ordered it already, I guess. But
yeah, I'm a huge fan.
But what do you think? Does it make a big impression on you?
So, it's not as big of a jump as, say, a PS2 to PS3 HD collection, like God of War HD collection. Like, whoa, going from standard def to high def. But the 60 frames and just the smoothness and crispness of it all, it's just a touched up version.
Yeah.
So it's not completely game changing. I mean, the 60 frames is a big deal, but initial thoughts are just, someone went through and just touched it up. And
Yeah,
it's just,
well, I thought it was funny because I installed it before you got in, and it was just like even the curtain, like even that little like title screen thing, over the curtains moving, like it already looks better.
Yeah.
Ben, you only got to play it for a little bit, but what did you?
I did. I wish I could have played it a little bit more. And I totally agree with what Huber said. It's a touched up version of an excellent game, or what some of us think is an excellent game. Ian and Elise would disagree, but I was playing it. I was like, this looks really nice. This is cool. I'm a big advocate of 60 frames per second, so that's nice. But at the same time, I was thinking, I don't need to buy this. Like,
Right.
I had a great experience with the PS3 version, and that version looks really good. Like, it doesn't look this good, but it looks really good, and it runs well. Like, I don't know, what is it, $50 or $60?
50, but
GameStop's doing a thing
GameStop's doing a
where you
trade
can
in.
trade it in.
$25.
Yeah, definitely. But even the $25, like, I don't know. I don't know
Right.
if I need to do that. Like, I think I'm kind of okay with my PS3 version.
I think a big thing too, a lot of people surprisingly didn't play the DLC,
Yes.
which was 10 or 15. Anyway, that's
And the DLC
I think it was probably more
excellent.
than 10.
yeah, I think it was like 15, and
Yeah.
that's included. So, I mean, if
I
you have your old copy and you never played that, it makes perfect sense to trade it in and get the PS4 edition.
Right. I mean, if you've never played The Last of Us, this is the best, most definitive way to play
Yeah,
it. For
and
sure.
that's been one of the things Sony sort of put out there is that, hey, there's a lot of people that haven't played The Last of Us. They, either they were, they came into the PS4 from the 360, or, they were just kind of done with their PS3 or whatever, which I don't know. That came out in June, and there was a lot of time to play that before the next-gen consoles came out. I mean, do you guys feel like that's a kind of a valid reasoning, or do you think that most of the people picking this up will actually be people that played the game already?
I think a bit of both. I mean, I can totally see where they're coming from. A lot of people haven't played it, so why not just put it on? I mean, the team is probably already in place. It costs a lot of money to do an HD collection or an HD upgrade. Or is this even an HD upgrade?
No, it was already in HD.
Exactly, yeah,
I mean,
so-
it's higher. I think. I mean, they went from 720 to 1080. Is that right?
Yeah.
The thing that you were saying that I didn't get to test out but could make a huge impact, like the jump from 30 to 60 in single player is nice, but
Yeah.
that's even more important in multiplayer.
multiplayer, yeah.
So, if you enjoy The Last of Us multiplayer and you are going to be playing it a lot, that's maybe this upgrade seems more significant, I guess.
Which we haven't actually had a chance to play
Right.
multiplayer because the
And just-
pre-release build doesn't have the multiplayer function for us.
And just some smaller things for, if you're a huge fan of Last of Us. Like, I didn't think photo mode would be cool, and I started messing around with that, and that was just really fun. I kept pausing the game every, 5 or 10 minutes to just make some really cool photo in the game. And then the commentary. I'm sure that'll be online, but being able to play through the entire game with commentary from the directors, from the actors, that's really cool. I might play the entire
Did
game.
you actually listen to some of that yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what kind of insights there was, because there's an article going around that I passed to you guys today, where they were talking about, like how some of those gameplay decisions played into the final chapters of the game and all that. And it's just really kind of interesting that it's like, the ending of our game isn't quite there yet, and so let's throw in these other factors, to make it feel like you're actually, involved and actually in the story and not just watching it.
Do you think 50 is too much? Because I am a huge fan of The Last of Us, and I'm definitely going to pick it up. and I can't wait to play it. But there's still this lingering doubt in the pit of my stomach that's like 50. Like, geez, I really don't want to spend.
I'm really glad you brought that
I
up.
actually don't think that's too much. I feel like that seems silly to me that a game would depreciate that much. But I do think that this kind of cross-gen thing, they were good about it like at launch. Like, so if you bought the PS3 version of Battlefield or Assassins or whatever, you could upgrade to the PS4 version for like a small fee. They should have had some kind of program like that for Last of Us. It does feel, for anyone that's actually played the game, especially if you played the game multiple times,
Right.
like to invest as if it were a new game.
Yeah.
That feels a little bit like a ripoff, like you're double dipping on, my fandom, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Whereas, if you're buying it fresh, then yeah, it's absolutely worth $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question, and I'm coming from the perspective of someone who has played it multiple times. Where I actually disagree. I think 50 is a little bit too much. If it was even $10 less,
40 would be the sweet spot.
I think I would be a little bit more inclined. To me, $50 for a game that came out last year,
1 year ago,
for a better version, but it doesn't, like, if it had, I don't know, an extra chapter or something meaningful,
But it does.
Does it?
It has Left Behind, which would
No.
have been another thing.
I know it
Something
has.
that was
nothing,
previously
nothing
understandable.
specifically new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think it's something we've kind of gotten away with remakes. I feel like back in the day, when you would remake a game or you would do a new version of a game, you would get like an extra dungeon or a thing like that, and I that probably makes a little bit less sense with a game that's so reliant on story. But yeah, I think $50 is too much, so close to the original release, with just most of the enhancements being frame rate and graphics.
And it's funny looking back at these HD collections from PlayStation 2 and from Xbox to Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, these HD collections, it's like those were a huge difference going from standard def to high def. And now that we're in this high definition era, it's like, are we going to start getting, like, Beyond Two Souls is already announced. That's
Right.
probably
Yeah.
going to be like
well,
$50.
the other difference being what God of War Saga was 5 games,
Right.
and I think it was $60.
I don't think it was $60. I think
It
it
was
was
even
like,
less?
Yeah, I think it was like $40.
And that
I have to double check
included
that.
God of War 3, which
Right.
that was a big deal.
I think that's kind of my thing. And the other issue that I have, and this is me extrapolating a little bit, is I feel like in some ways these new systems have a little bit less of an identity to me than maybe they should, because I feel like they're so reliant on these HD remakes, and they're remaking excellent games. I really love The Last of Us. I really like Halo. It's cool that they're coming out with all the Halo games on the Xbox One, but if they just keep doing this over and over again, like if we have a Fable collection, if we have, if they do Infamous 1 and 2 on PS4 or something like that, like, I just don't want to keep playing the same great games over and over again.
Halo is so weird too, because they already had Halo 1 anniversary. Halo 3 and 4 were already HD. So it's like, yeah, you're getting Halo 2, but
Right.
do you have to buy that entire pack to get an HD version of
Oh
Halo
yeah,
2?
yeah.
It's-
But yeah, I mean, I think maintaining a back catalog and making sure those games are available to play on current hardware is fine. But especially with something like Master Chief Collection, it's made such a big deal that it's like, you know what, guys, this shouldn't take up like one of your key holiday slots.
Right.
This is just back catalog.
And something that I really wish would become a trend that absolutely won't, like Bayonetta 2, including Bayonetta 1.
Right.
so cool.
That's great. Like that I already am going to be interested in Bayonetta 2 because I think it's probably going to be a great game, but that gives me even more incentive. And if, like, it's just such a consumer-friendly approach that I really wish other people would take notice of. Unfortunately, Bayonetta 2 being on the Wii U probably will not sell enough for other people to go like, oh, hey, this is maybe a good idea.
And
Okay.
just building on what you were saying about,
But let's wrap things up though.
just there needs to be a loyalty program. Is just what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Like you were saying about Battlefield, early adopters for PS4, just having that small upgrade fee. That's how it should be for all games. If
Totally.
you own the previous version, just have some kind
yeah.
of loyalty.
Well, yeah,
system.
there's a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff around. Like your virtual console, you have to buy it on 3DS and then Wii U and all that stuff.
But
But,
oh my God,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah,
get
But
me
real
started.
quick,
it's a whole nother conversation.
So before we leave, was there anything that you saw, like a room or any like particular moment that just popped out at you as being like, well, this is cool to see now that was different?
Actually, yeah, one moment. You're with Tess, and you're going outside of the zone, and you come up in a diner, and that's when I just stopped and I looked, because everything on the screen just popped out at you. All the booths and the trash on the ground and everything you can read, fine print everywhere. The sunshine was coming through, trees everywhere. It looks really good.
I want to, that scene with when you first see the drafts and they're walking across, like I want
wanna
to
get to
see
that point, yeah.
in remastered for sure.
Yeah, and when we noticed too, there's kind of, it felt like there was more depth to like the cloud of spores coming out of a room or something too. So yeah, definitely, it's really nice. Huber's gonna buy it. I might play a little
Begrudgingly,
bit of your copy, but I don't know if I'll play through the game again since I've already played through it twice. But good talking to you guys about it.
Yeah.